Peace and blessings is real. Um, First and foremost, before we get into this word, we must acknowledge Yahweh through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word tonight. And we're gonna name this word "revealing the biblical secrets on how to deal with wolves in sheep's clothing." I want you to pause for a minute and think about the title of this word. Tonight, the name of the word is going to be revealing the biblical secrets on how to deal with wolves in sheep's clothing. We're in the year so-called 2021, and the world that we live in today, man, it's a dangerous time. All you got to do is just tune in to the local news, tune in to the national news, and you see, all over social media, all over these various news outlets, man, you see all the craziness that's going on in this world that we live in. And I remember a time, man, when I'm a 70s baby. So I remember when I was a shorty, when I was a youngster in the early 80s, man. I can remember that in those days, most people was harmless. Most people was considered family, like your neighbors and your friends and your elders. Everybody, it was like one big family. The elders looked out for the younger people. And like if your mom or dad wasn't around, your neighbors that was parents looked after you and treated you like you were theirs. Like I said, it was one big family. Now, that's no longer the case. Now, man, it's no neighborhood togetherness. There's no innocence no more. It's wickedness at the highest order. In this word, we're going to speak about the 80-20 rule. You've heard the 80-20 rule before. If you worked in corporate America or if you've had a sales job, you'll be familiar with the 80-20 rule. But the 80-20 rule is whatever you really want it to be. But in this case, the 80-20 rule that I want to speak about is wolves versus the sheeps. All right? 80% of people that you come across is going to be wolves, and 20% of the people you come across are going to be sheep. What am I saying? 8 out of every 10 people you encounter are going to have the makeup of a wolf. Okay? 80% of the population is wolves, and the other 20% are sheep. So what am I saying, man? The world is dominated. We are living in the land of wolves, you see? And when you realize that you live in the land of wolves, you have to develop something very prestigious that's going to help you survive, and that's intel. You're going to have to establish intel, because guess what? The price of intel is priceless. You can't put a price on it, but you have to acquire intel, because that wisdom is going to give you an advantage when you encounter these wolves. It's going to be powerful. It's a powerful tool. You see, for those who don't know what intel is the gathering of secret information. Intel is extreme intelligence. And in the world that we living in, you better start smartening up, man. Because again, we in a land of wolves and nobody is safe. Okay? Nobody is safe. You dig? What you see on the screen, this is what it looks like when you encounter a wolf. You see, they got guns, ski masks, they got the whole nine. But here's the thing. A wolf ain't gonna show up as a wolf. Okay, because he don't want you to see him for who he is. So most wolves, what they're gonna do, they're gonna show up in sheep's clothing so you can get your guards down. Then once you put your guards down, then they'll bust out of them sheep clothing and you'll see that you're really in the midst of a wolf. You see, the Bible speaks about this, and I'm going to reveal to you the secret on how you deal with wolves in sheep's clothing. You see, in Matthew 7:15, it says, beware of the false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You see that? Once again, these individuals you see on the screen, these are the ravening wolves. But once again, they're not going to show up as ravening wolves. They're going to show up in sheep's clothing, man. You see? The first thing I want you to focus on in Matthew 7:15, it says, beware of who? False prophets. Beware of teachers of corrupt doctrines. Beware of those that profess to be God commissioned, but really they on some robbery, thievery. You see? So false prophets is not only individuals that handle the Bible deceptively, but false prophets is also those that are hustlers, peddlers, pimps, dope dealers, con artists. All these dudes line up with false prophets too, because any of these individuals, whether he's a hustler, a peddler, a pimp, a dope dealer, a con artist, if he get a Bible, he can disguise all of that with a Bible. He put a Bible in his hand and he put a garment on. Man, you would never think that you in the midst of a wolf. But listen to what it says in Matthew 7:15. Beware of the false prophet which comes to you in what? Sheep's clothing. In other words, he's going to come to you and give the appearance of innocence. You see, that's how they do it. But the scripture says, but inwardly, key word, inwardly, they are ravening wolves. In other words, don't look at the outer appearance of them trying to pretend to be innocent, because the inner them is going to come out, and the inner them going to let you know they're destructive, dangerous, grimy, goon-like type dudes, just like what you see on the screen. Yeah. So in the world that we're living in, these are the people, these are the wolves that's masquerading the world, man. So once again, you got to get your intel up, bro. I speak about it all the time, man. You got to get your intel up, because you don't know who you encountering. You don't know. Like I just shared a story not too long ago when I told you that when you in confrontation, or if you find yourself in a confrontation with somebody, you better have intel who you in confrontation with. You dig what I'm saying? You better have some information about who you into it with, because you might get into it with the wrong person and your ass is gone. So, road rage, potential road rage situations, co-worker situation, relationship situations, family situations, whatever it is, man, you better have intel on the person. If you in a confrontation with somebody, you better have intel on that, because you might be messing with a dangerous man. Listen, what am I saying to you again, man? The 80-20 rule. 80% of people you're going to encounter are wolves, okay, in sheep's clothing, and 20% of the people you encounter will be sheeps. You see? Now, again, what's the name of the lesson? Revealing the biblical secret on how to deal with wolves in sheep's clothing. And I'm going to give you the secret, and it's in Matthew chapter 10, verse 16, man. And it reads, behold, I send you, this is Yahushua speaking. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. There go the secret right there. That's how you deal with wolves in sheep's clothing. It says in the midst of wolves, so when you're in the midst of destructive, dangerous, grimy, goon-like type dudes, when you in the midst of them, it says you are to be wise as serpents. Okay? In other words, you have to be prudent. You have to be spiritually intelligent when you as a serpent. We know the power of a serpent. Look what he did to Eve. You see, a serpent, man, is a genius on the left-hand side. A serpent is an extremely wise hypocrite. Okay, a serpent is a genius at deception. So you got to be smarter than him. When you're in the mix of wolves, your prudence and your intelligence have to be way above the genius of a serpent. Because if not, he's going to deceive you into destruction. So the secret to how to deal with wolves in sheep's clothing is you got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. In other words, you have to be prudent, intelligent, above a serpent, and at the same time, be innocent, be free from guile when you're doing it. You see, that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it, man. You got to be wise as a serpent. And if you're not, your ass is going to get took, man. I'm telling you, this is a cold-blooded game, man. What you see on the screen, these are the wolves that's amongst us. But they're not going to come in this appearance. They're going to put their garment of innocence, a.k.a. sheep's apparel, on. And soon when you let your guards down, that's when they're going to reveal to you they're really a wolf, man. I'm telling you, this is the world we living in, and I see it every day. Every day, man. People that you trust, people that you think you can trust, man, you better second guess that. I'm telling you, man, you just never know. I mean, people are thirsty out here, man. I mean, all bets is off. All bets off, man. Nobody's safe. In other words, you don't put nothing past nobody. Nothing. You dig? As we get ready to close out this word, what's the name of the lesson, man? Revealing the biblical secret on how to deal with wolves in sheep's clothing. And that secret is Matthew 10 and 16, man. Cold-blooded, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters, man, was edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. And listen, keep Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, first in everything that you do. And stay prayed up, man, at all times, man. Shalom.